Ah, episode 97 of the FlameFlash.net podcast. Hi there, I'm FlameFlash. And if you're joining me tonight, you will have to grin and bear the fact that I'm enjoying a spring cold. Even though it doesn't at all feel like spring out there. The Midwest appears to be enjoying a spring cold. Some schools are already canceling, depending on the area. But this is episode 97. It is not a weather report. It is a raptor report. Risk Factions shows up at the bottom of the raptor report that I actually actively participated in. And things were going well until the game locked up. We were doing a classic game of Risk. Myself and the two boys. And the younger boy kept saying to the older one, "No attack me. I'm your friend." So, technically I was playing against two opponents. One who wasn't very good, and the other who was giving it his all. And learning. Didn't help them. I was nicely ahead. And then it locked up. Don't know why. No clue why. But that was the end of the game. They declared that I would have won eventually, which is probably true. Strategy, my friends. Strategy. A large blunt object works sometimes in a strategy game, but not always and not usually. Super Mario Land 3D, or Super Mario 3D Land. A satisfying experience continues. It's Mario. It's 3D. It's still getting closer to getting all the star coins. You also get multiple stars on your save file if you hit the top of the flagpole for every level. So I've been making sure to also do that. We'll have to wait and see how many stars I end up getting once this is all said and done, and I've actually gotten through the special levels. Wii Fit Plus. Switching to Wii Fit Plus from a Jillian Michaels Shred DVD, I'm actually surprised that I'm feeling good. I really look forward to the Wii Fit U. I want it to come out. We've planned it out, and this is going to be our first digital purchase for Wii U. The assumption is, otherwise we're going to be swapping this particular disc, hopefully, in and out so often that we don't want to wear out either the disc or the Wii U drive. So by digital download of Wii Fit U, we would dodge all of that. So hopefully they have that option, and it's reasonably priced. Persona 4 Golden. This is a game that should get you lined up to buy a Vita. I still can't get over saying that. It is your classic JRPG mixed with some kind of social sim, and I just keep coming back for more. Love it. League of Legends. I am improving, surprisingly. You have to find your groove. You have to find the characters and the strategy that you like. And it's definitely both, because the strategy that I like, usually, is support. Well, the freebie characters that were available were not support. There was one support character, and I sucked as that support character. Quick smash, splat. I am not a Lulu player. Misfortune? Yes. Range DPS. I have a warlock and a mage and a shaman. All range DPS. Really high level. Yeah. That doesn't indicate anything at all, does it? Clearly. I, my World of Warcraft experience at least shines through enough to understand the strategy of the ranged character. Magic the Gathering. Went and played a Friday Night Magic last Friday. One of the reasons why last week's podcast was up so late, and had a blast. Went to time on multiple rounds, and I was running a mill deck that nicely drives people nuts. It needs some augmentation, say some fog banks, something to block flyers and let me keep nuking your library. And I would have been set. So that's definitely something I'm going to have to swap in my fog banks from my Izzet deck, my red-blue deck, and put them into my blue-black. Not quite sure yet what I'm going to swap. Is I'll probably just do a fair trade between the Izzet and the blue-black, assuming it's blue that I swap over. Well, we'll wait and see. I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with that deck. I also want to go in with my control deck before a lot of the cards in there get cycled out. So we'll wait and see. I'm not playing to win anymore. I don't invest in enough cards to do that. But to drag a game out, to drive my opponent nuts, that's entertainment. For it to be a friendly game. And at the end, I get 15 new cards. Not bad. Pity pack. Yay, pity pack. The Sims 3. University Life came out. It seals the deal. It completely seals the deal. I love it. First off, if your Sims are young adult, they can go. Doesn't matter. They go. You can go. Secondly, well, there's so much at this point to explore with all of the expansions. It's like a single player MMO. You're just never going to satisfactorily hit everything. Which in an MMO could be a problem. But University Life definitely is worth it. So go try it out. World of Warcraft. Speaking of MMOs, the playtime's kind of dwindling here. I'm a little worried. I'm a lot worried, actually. It's not alt friendly anymore. I play through a bunch of dailies on my main, and that's it. I run out of steam, or I run out of time. There's not a drive anymore to level more characters because I'm punished for having multiple top level characters. because then they have to go and get the rep grind started. Not cool at all. I'll probably continue. I can see hitting 90 in future expansions potentially, and then going and getting the Tiller farm and the Jade Serpent intro quests, and slowly, literally farming for the Cloud Serpent writing on each of those characters, assuming they don't make it trainable by near the end of Mists of Pandaria, which they should. It'd be really silly if they didn't, honestly. But I'm having trouble going in because of the alt unfriendliness. I have, for instance, the farm on 2 characters at this point. Fully decked out, 16 slots available, and only one of my characters can actually literally farm rep. The other one hasn't unlocked everything to do so. Now, I understand gating the ability to farm rep behind quests, but I have no drive to play through those quests again now that I'm 90. I got the Lore Master of Pandaria already on one character. Why do I have to go and basically do that on another character to get it done? The kite is the ultimate goal, and it's just a little too far out of reach. I have 4 factions left to go of the original Mists of Pandaria. It's disappointing. 5.2 has helped, but it's an overwhelming time commitment that I just am not willing to log in and do. Civ 5. I held a sleeping baby and played some Civ 5. A lot of Civ 5. I also did Hot Seat Civ 5, but we'll get to that in a moment. I have now held every one of my children sleeping while I played a Civ game. It may have been Civ 3, it may have been Alpha Centauri, it may have been Call to Power, or Civ 4, or Civ 5. But I've held them and played over the years. Civilization has my roots back on a Mac, playing a demo, and hitting that turn limit with gunpowder. I'd get gunpowder, and then two or so turns later, the demo would run out of time. But I'd get that gunpowder. I had so many save files ready and waiting once I had the full version. Civ has been a gaming history platform for me. And it's nice to see the oldest son starting to take an interest in Civ. With Hot Seat, he watches oh so closely. There I go, doing something. Workers. He had an overpopulation of workers. It's like, why don't you have that many workers? Well, you don't need that many workers. Based on the amount of time it takes for a city's population to grow one more, you only really need half as many workers as you have cities. So that way you have enough of a staff to run around, interconnect with roads, that kind of thing. It works. It works well. And it's awesome watching him learn and watch. So, Google Reader is shutting down. I've been trying Feedly. It's not too bad. It installed itself to my browser as an extension, both in Chrome and Safari. And once you tweak the settings enough, it really does start feeling like Google Reader, which is good because that's what I want. But I'm going to stick with Feedly for a while and see how it works out. But so far, I like it. I'm going to keep it so far. Now, I talked a lot about Sims. Well, there's also SimCity and that whole logging in debacle. Now, SimCity has been proven by modders to work offline. No, you can't save because that requires server connection into the cloud, etc. But one of their excuses was that a heavy amount of the processing happens server side. It doesn't. Nice try, EA, but it doesn't. So, as an apology for the extremely botched launch of SimCity, they're offering downloadable through Origin games. Seriously, guys. So, if I buy SimCity until March 25th, I get one of these games for quote unquote free. Battlefield 3, Bejeweled 3, Dead Space 3, Mass Effect 3. Lots of threes. Medal of Honor Warfighter, Need for Speed Most Wanted, Plants vs. Zombies, or SimCity 4 Deluxe Edition. Now, first off, let's see, we have two shooters. I have no idea what Medal of Honor Warfighter is. A racer, a quasi-shooter, quasi-RPG, two completely casual games, and then a SimCity that actually works. Seriously, guys? With all of these threes in, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4 games, this is EA going, we are going to offer everybody an apology in one hand and say, hey, come back to Origin and buy the games preceding the ones we just gave you for free and give us more money through Origin. No! No! I see through you, EA. Now, had you offered console versions of these games because people are that fed up with Origin, I'd probably be a proud owner of SimCity right now. Well, maybe not proud, but I'd be an owner of SimCity right now. Because if I get Need for Speed Most Wanted, for instance, it's going to be for the Wii U. So the whole family can use it, not just my PC. SimCity 4? I have it already. Plants vs. Zombies? Have it already. Bejeweled? I have a Bejeweled. I'm not sure which version. It might be 1 or it might be 2. But Bejeweled is Bejeweled. Battlefield 3, Dead Space 3? Shooters. No thank you. Mass Effect 3? Like I'm really going to get only Mass Effect 3 and then ignore all of the prequel story. No. It's an insult. At least give us the Mass Effect trilogy if you're going to insult us, then that's the best deal. And I probably would have gotten SimCity. Medal of Honor Warfire? I still have no idea what that is. So, I didn't really care to look. Medal of Honor. Sounds like a shooter to me. Civ 5 is pretty soon going to be getting an expansion. Brave New World. So, Gods and Kings, correctly, they assess it as having focused on the first half of the game. Well, Brave New World is going to focus on the second half of the game. That's awesome. We're going to expand the tech trees more. We're going to get more wonders, more units probably. I approve. I'm looking forward to it, especially now that the son also is interested in Civ. It means we can sit down together at a hot seat game and just go. Once we finish the current hot seat game that even if we were to buy Brave New World wouldn't apply to Brave New or Civ 5's save file. That's a frustration. If you're not there in the tech tree yet, why not just sneak it in? Flipnote Studio is coming to 3DS. Now, I didn't play or use this application much, but supposedly it's going to have GIF and AVI exporting functionality, and we'll see how it goes. You make a flip note, get a pack of post-it notes, draw a picture and kind of stop motion, so when you flip through, when you fan it out, it looks like the characters are moving. Flipnote Studio, that's what that is. Cool. DSi had one that supposedly went over really well and people are disappointed it didn't transfer. Well, here it is. Hopefully it's going to be free, just so that it fits that. Last but not least, Dungeon Defenders 2 is in the works. It's going to take on the League of Legends pay model, so skins, probably extra time if that's necessary, random objects that you could also buy with in-game currency. It should be nice. Dungeon Defenders 1 has lasted us quite a while. I actually don't see that going away anytime soon. But it's reassuring that Dungeon Defenders 2 is going to be free to play, because that means I can have multiple accounts. Son gets one, wife gets one, other people use Red Flare's laptop and makes her go sit on the couch or something. She has a hard time resisting the baby blue eyes of the baby boy. But Dungeon Defenders 2 is on its way. Tomorrow, of course, Blizzard timed it well. There's going to be a big announcement at Blizzard of some sort. Supposedly something we've never seen before. Awesome. Show us. But I'll probably be watching Twitter for the news. And hope to see you next week. I am Flame Flash. This was episode 97. Contact me at Raptor, raptr.com/flameflash. And there you can find that, Twitter, I'm Flameflash. Podcast at flameflash.net is our email. And I've already said too much. Have a safe night on this weekend before Easter. Enjoy your Palm Sunday if you do that. And we'll see you next week.